How's it going, everyone? My name is Steven. I am the host of the ACC Podcast from ACC Ventures. As you can see, I am joined by the true Web3 legend, Kieran Phoenix Chantry, with 15 years of voiceover experience and much more content creation. We are going to get into an exciting episode here, reviewing two different Web3 products, which we will get into in just a short minute. But already, that's enough out of me. I want to throw it over to you, Kieran. How are you? Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
What is going down in ACC town? I am very glad to be here, of course, with the legend that is Steven, aka the kind of mystic, aka my co-host, and we are going to be diving deep into, I don't know how deep we're going to dive, but we're going to dive, that's for sure.
Oh, yes.
We're going to get those flippers on. We're going to put the little snorkel things on. That looked like something else, but we're going to get the snorkel thing. Never understood how to use a snorkel, but that doesn't matter. That's another conversation for another time. But we're going to look at the cool... Maybe. Yeah, next episode. But Forgotten Playland and the wallet, I can't wait to discuss. Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Yes. So that is what brings us here today. But before we get too deep in the review section and this video itself, Kieran, I just want to hear a little bit from you. Just how did you discover Web3? What have you been doing for how long? And what are you up to these days? What's getting you excited day to day?
Wow. That is a very good question. How did I discover Web3? What do I do? And what I've been up to the last few days. Let me try and remember all three. I discovered Web3 back in 2015. It was actually just through friends, of course, speculative. You hear about this thing, Bitcoin. You think, ooh, Bitcoin, as Bitcoin, some would say. And I remember kind of just at that point, it was more speculative. But I stayed for the technology, and I stayed for the decentralized and the way that this technology solves many problems. And of course, that journey from obviously, I'm still, very interested in the whole crypto Web3 world. It's all very fascinating, and it's a constant evolving. This world. I'm sure you probably found this, Stephen, where it's just there's always new countries. If you think of Web3 as a world, whatever it may be, there's always new countries just to kind of popping up here and there. So it's just ever evolving. So I've always been a big fan and trying to bridge my skill set, which as a voice actor for almost 20 years, in fact, it's my 28th birthday in 2 days' time. Can you believe it? 28th birthday, madness. So I thought a long time ago, how can I bridge what I love, which is voice acting and now content creation? And I know to be a host from time to time. And I do run a marketing agency as well. So I do a lot of juggling. Some might say I'm a clown. I would disagree. But so kind of merging the two of the kind of the content creation with the crypto, bridging that gap and using the interest to hopefully further educate and bring more people to this world. And that's kind of what my sort of synopsis of my story. And hopefully more people can learn. And I think with this video as well, if you guys are watching this video, like Steven said, make sure you do give it a like, a comment, give us a subscribe. And if you do want to sponsor us, no problem. We are open as well. And right now I feel like, there's a lot going on in terms of this project or wear this hat or wear that hat. But I can't complain. How about yourself? Should we tell the audience your story?
I'll try to be short because I am one who can definitely get long-winded and tangents, but I'll keep it as this. I studied financial planning in college. I had my degree in financial planning and really understood some basic concepts that I decided to apply to the world of cryptocurrency. At a younger age, my risk profile was a much lower threshold, no family, no kids, no mortgage and things like that. So I figured I would just invest aggressively and ended up finding a few blockchains. Many of you may know MultiversX, previously Elrond Network, was where I really got my start. And really that led me to where I am today, working with ACC Ventures and really just broadening the spectrum to all things Web3 and maybe some things that you don't even know are Web3, which really kind of brings us to today's episode. I'll just leave it at that. Just for what I'm doing and where I came from. I'm just pro financial independence and really just love the ideas of self custody. And of course, the power of decentralization cannot be understated as well. So I'll leave it at that. If you want to learn more, then maybe we can figure out some other context to chit chat some more and talk more about our opinions and such like that. But let's push this episode right along to our audience out there. Again, thank you for watching. And Kieran, thank you so much for being here. And it is my understanding, as we have scripted or not scripted, we will now share with our audience how we will be reviewing these products. So going to toss the mic over to you to start diving into this deep dive. We'll see how far we do dive. Take that mic from me, throwing it over to you to tell everyone how we're going to be reviewing these two products.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. So today, before we dive in, here's how our reviews are going to work. We're looking at problems, we're looking at solutions, and we're trying to look at sort of clarity. We want to really get a good balanced view of the two products that we're looking at today, which, by the way, are very cool. We want to see how, smooth. We want to see the onboarding is, UX, things like this, the performance, the speed of which they run, little things which to some people are a big deal, and to some people, well, they don't really care or notice. But we're looking into it. And of course, the fun factor, because that's actually a very important one. Fun factor, or what we will call the delightful factor. So yes, and of course, trust. Can we trust these? So we'll touch on that as well. And of course, finally, the big question, which is, would we recommend it? And it could be a yes, or it could be a no, or it could be a maybe, or it could even be with caveats. There's always gray somewhere. So that's kind of the rubric style that we're going to be going through. And then what we'll do is we'll give each sort of section a mark. So we shall see which projects stack on the leaderboard at the end. Well, which one wins? I mean, there's only two, so one's going to win, one's going to lose. But they're both very good. That's what we do know that. We've checked them out.
We're all winners.
We're all winners. We're all winners. You watching this, you're a winner. You are a winner. Yes!
I love that.
Too much fun.
Well, thank you for sharing that rubric, and we will be grading these very truthfully.
Yes.
Forgotten Playland is a free-to-play social party game set in an isolated and abandoned attic. A group of small plush toy characters known as plushiekins have been left to their own devices. So I had a chance to play this game a little bit, so I'll quickly comment on the overall experience that I had and then throw it over to you, Kieran. But in general, it was a lot of fun, a lot of interaction, a lot of discovery I had very quick off the bat. If you've dealt with Epic Games before, they have a launcher that makes it very easy to find different games, download them, and get them going. But in general, it's always a fun bit of discovery going into any sort of game. And the one thing that I kind of experienced as kind of a first-time downloader of this game and kind of getting into it was, it seems like it leaves you naturally to discovering a lot. There's some instructions at the very, very beginning, but without being too specific here, I think the main things that stood out to me were touching on the delight factor. The graphics were really clean. The idea is really cute, honestly. Like, I was kind of like, my heart was melting a little bit with some of these characters, just like the very innocent vibe of it all, and the setting of it being in this attic. The onboarding and UX was very clean. I did not run into any particular issues. And as far as the problem and solution, I'd be interested to hear some more about that once we kind of get towards the end of the review of this section, because the problem is maybe boredom, and the solution is providing a fun interactive game that obviously there's levels, there's lots of ways to get lost in this world. And overall, I would definitely trust this and would recommend it for sure. So as we said, we're going to kind of boil this down towards the end with a more clean review. But that's my high view. Throwing it over to you, Kieran. You had your own experience on your end. So looking forward to hearing what your experience was with the game yourself.
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, when you go to the website and you see the sort of the video, and you're looking at it, you're like, this. They must have designed it like how they dream. Because if you think about it, it
Mm,
kind of looks like a dream world. Where it's, I mean, maybe it's just my dreams or nightmares. Um, where it's like, wow, this is really cool. But no, so one thing that was really interesting. Now, as I'm based in the UK, and I don't know if it's just the UK, I found I couldn't download the game, which was that was fine. But there was ways around it. There's always ways around it. So I found a way around it. Then I discovered that it's only available on a Windows machine, which
mm.
unfortunately I don't have a Windows machine. But let's not take anything away. So that was only one that tiny little restriction there. But apart from that, I did manage to watch, and let me tell you, I watched a ton of footage. So if anything, I'm probably like a grandmaster at Forgotten Playland. So
Mhm.
if I play whichever of the games there are, whew, you better be prepared because
Mhm.
butts will get kicked. But I think so on the problem and the solution clarity. I think that was the only thing I would start with is the it little bit limited. But I do think that the developers, and I would say that there's due to, I mean, obviously, I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating here, so not financial advice and whatever you legally have to say. But I would imagine that there could be rolling out maybe onto Macs. Maybe it could roll out onto iPhone and iPad and all the rest of it because it's such a cool game. It's really, really cool. And one thing that I really, really, really liked is it's a great game that will bring players and people together. And when I say players, I ain't talking about players down the club. Yo, player. I'm talking about your friends. So, and it was quite cool. Like the lobby area, it looks really, you can just kind of run around in that dream state world, and you can hang, you can chill, you can, or if if some of your friends you want to just kind of play a catch-up game, but you know how some friends are very good at this game, some friends might be very good at that game. This one, what I really liked about it, from what I saw, is that there's a ton of different games, so you
Mhm.
don't have to just be a master and amazing at if it's just the same sort of style. Like imagine um like a football game or soccer as they say.
Of
um
course.
then you might have someone who's very, very, very good, so when you play with them it's kind of like they always win, so it's not that so much fun.
Mhm.
Whereas
Yeah.
this, I like the fact that they've got loads of different and they're mini games too,
Yeah.
which I thought was quite cool. So that was on the initial. I thought that was really cool. um I mean, what were your views on the when you just first saw it and you kind of like you looked at the game and you sort of thought, you know, it's inviting. Did you get that sort of sense?
Yeah, I would say that it was very inviting. There was, as I mentioned, kind of like this wizard kind of character that gave me some intro information. But overall, like I was invited to explore. Like the overall idea of this like kind of attic. You walk into it as you may have seen from the video playbacks that you watched. But there's just a lot of kind of random things going on. It really gave me Toy Story vibes.
Yes.
And that to me has always kind of sparked the imagination of people young and old. It just felt like a very soft environment to kind of like explore, and it did lead me to really just finding how to kind of access the mini games. Which after I poked around a little bit, I found out that you can zoom right to it through the interface itself. But I walked around with my plushiekin character. I played one of the mini games shooting little plushiekins through a cannon at these
Yeah.
big stacks of buckets with targets on them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just fun, and then it just pushes you right along to the next mini game without skipping a beat. So altogether is very inviting, and we'll see if I go back to it and start to level up, because like all games, it has different accessories that you can put
Yeah.
on your character, different colors, different skins, all that good stuff. So definitely
Question
check the
is,
box of inviting.
did you win your first game or did you lose your first game?
I did, but I didn't realize until afterwards that I was playing against the CPU, like the computer,
Ah.
which I thought was really cool. Like I clicked on the game, and there was already two people waiting in kind of this lobby, and I was like, oh cool, like there's some real people I'm playing with. And come to find out that it was just CPU that I was playing against, but I did win, and I was before I realized I was just playing with the computer, I was actually kind of like, all right, like I
Yeah.
guess this beginner's luck.
Yeah.
But it was a fun game to play, I will leave it at that.
Interesting. I mean, I got to say as well, what sparked from what you were just saying there was, the on the sort of the onboarding and the sort of the UX side of it, without overdoing it, it just was nice, clean, and simple, and I thought that was perfect. And if they're because that also what you said with the playing against the CPU, I thought that was quite cool, because if there aren't any players online, then there's always you can play against the CPU, which is quite, still it serves its purpose. So
Yeah,
really cool. How did you
definitely
find the
very
um
cool.
the speed and the performance?
Overall, speed and performance was top tier. It was no lag. There was no, pauses or anything. Everything was as clean as I would have expected it to. It was, I would say, so good that I didn't have to question it, if that makes sense.
Fair play, fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've seen a lot of feedback as well that does seem to be, it looks very seamless, or buttery smooth, as some people may say,
Hmm.
with zero lags, which is really 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 cool. And if you were to rate it, well, actually, before we rate it, in the sense of the delight factor slash the fun factor,
Hmm.
uh, how would you say, from the games that you played, from your experience, would you say it was quite, you left feeling, I could have done a bit more?
I would say so. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a delight, I would say. Like if we were to keep it on a scale of essentially thumbs up to thumbs down, I would definitely give it a thumbs up. I might have to think a little bit more, and maybe towards the end, we will include a recap, so that we can touch on these and put our final numbers to it.
Okay.
Give us a little bit more opportunity to calculate what those figures would be. But
Yeah.
I will say that it was a delight. It was delightful. It was clean. It was pleasant, and it was playful.
I like that. I like that. I think we might have two delights here, because although unfortunately I didn't get to actually play, I didn't mind watching other people play. Maybe I was watching good players, player. And no, it did look really really cool. And I got to say, I think to play a game like that, I would definitely also agree. I'd have that delight factor. Um, because it looked like there's a not like I said before, there's a mix of loads of mini games, but some of the games look quite nostalgic, and there
Mhm.
does seem to be a very big sort of movement, or although it may have been here for a while, maybe I'm just picking up on it, but a throwback to older style games seems to be in.
Mhm.
And I was getting, maybe some old Nintendo vibes. There's other brands available. What else was there? Maybe not so much Sega. That's probably a bit too far back. But
Yeah,
early
yeah, yeah. I
PlayStation.
was yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So I liked how there was, they've got that kind of nostalgic feel. They're very easy to play. They're very competitive. They are quite chaotic as well. They look mad. But they just, it's one of those things where if you want to play with your friends, it just looks fun. It looks like a ball. A hoot, as some people would say. That's a great hoot. Um, as some would say. So yeah, I would say I for the delight factor, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty delightful.
I love it, I love it. Alright, so time is ticking here. Are you ready to move on to the abstract wallet?
I most certainly am.
All right, let's do it. So I'm going to go ahead and present my screen here. I just wanted to give a quick in-your-face moment of really just how easy this is to get going with abstract. And as I mentioned at the top of this video, the hope here is to not remove Web3 or to completely hide it, but just really taking away the steps that we really don't need to interface with. We don't have to read all these instructions. But today we will be exploring their portal. which, as it says, is the gateway to Web3, discovering apps, communities, and new earning opportunities. So obviously, there's a lot more to get lost in. Scrolling down here, you can see that it is, of course, EVM compatible. And as we will see, the consumer first aspect of this, I think, is really where it hits its stride. So I'm going to go ahead and just click Enter Portal at the top here. Opening up a new tab will take us directly to the login page. And obviously, you can enter your own email, log in with some other things here, but it's as simple as, for me here in the United States, tapping on Google, and it's going to bring me to a few emails that I'm going to blur out for our audience here. I have not logged in. I did a test login with another email account. So I wanted to log in fresh with a new account here just to show you just how quick and easy it really is. And as it says on the screen there, completing the login, authenticating my profile here. And then just like that, I am in the portal, as Abstract Wallet calls it, and gives you a quick rundown here, which I really enjoy. Discovering apps, as it mentioned on that home screen. There's live streams going on, many of which I discovered were in different languages, so it's definitely a global audience here. And really, as it really just seems to take its stride on this idea of having one wallet with lots of different possibilities, from gaming to streaming, and even I think in the next one, trading anywhere, anytime, trading on EVM, buy, sell, swap assets with precision, as it claims. So obviously rewards and stuff like that, but we're going to click right into it. As you can see here, it has, without me having to do a single thing, seems to have created me a wallet here. I'm bronze, whatever that means. Obviously, I think that has to do with adding funds and creating transactions and everything. But I really just like this idea of Abstract. I'm going to just wrap it up really quickly here so that I can throw it back over to you, Kieran. But the interface is really just simple. Clean side paneling here allows you to quickly navigate, try out some of these spotlight apps, some of which were on that previous screen as well. And here we are. We have live streams. And as I mentioned, I clicked into a few of these and they're in different languages. And it's like, all right, like clearly this is a global audience. But I think that this is a wallet that is one of those many hats are being kind of worn through this concept, through this platform, we'll call it. So I'll kind of leave it at that for now. Let's throw it over to you, Kieran. How was your experience with the wallet? What were some standouts that you took note of?
Yeah, so those of us watching would have seen how quick that was real time to sign up. Literally, you've got that Web 2 feeling, which is what the world is used to, and it's kind of run on Web 3. And I think that is what I was instantly. So when I earlier on, when I was testing, I had that same feeling where I thought, okay, you go to the website, nice and clean. You sort of think, okay, right at the top, they say, look, we're a builder's platform for consumer crypto. You think, I like that. What does it mean? Well, we'll find out. And, they kind of follow the premise. And I really like it when projects do this. When they show and they tell. Actually, that's more of a movie technique, show, don't tell. But anyway, actually, I don't know where I'm going with that point, so forget that. But I think it was from the, looking at the website, I really liked how it's just very simple. They've got, as you pointed out, proudly backed by, which shows, okay, we know who is behind it, who's backing it. And then of course they've got their spotlight apps, maybe apps that have been building on Abstract, and this sort of thing. Right, let's give these guys some spotlight. So I thought, oh, that's quite cool. Little highlight, big up their socks. Then you can go straight into the portal. So you think, okay, and it's just an obvious. The buttons are everywhere. Very simple, very easy to sort of navigate. So you press enter the portal, as we just saw. Within a couple of seconds, you connect your email, whether it be whichever one it may be. Bam, wallet's connected. It's ready to go. And I have to say, when I was in, I love simplicity. And I think when you make things that are very easy to follow, not too cluttered and not too much going on, and that's what they've done here. I think they really, really nailed it. Where once you're in the wallet, all you have to do is, at the top, again, you've really got the spotlit apps. The spotlit apps is one way of putting it. And but what I really was this is what caught my attention as well, was the live streams. I thought, I like this. They're combining two worlds here. They're combining the builders, but they're also combining the content creators in one place. I thought that was really cool. You've got your Discover, you've got your streams, you've got your wallet. You can trade rewards. But I really thought that was quite cool. And you can, I mean, there's not a great deal right now because bear in mind, it's a growing platform. But it's very cool. And I thought the streams, and as you said, it's worldwide, so that you can get streams from all around the world, and it is growing, and that's the key. And it's a great place to sort of bridge that gap between people building, making awesome things, and players. Because like what we said with the last project we looked at in this video, it's a great game. It's a great game, but with good games, you need good players. Player. And I think what Abstract are doing is they're bridging that gap where they're sort of saying, you can build a good game, and if you're good at playing games, hello. So that I was really, really quite impressed by, and just the simplicity, the sort of the Web 2. It's almost Web 2 on Web 3, and I think that's really, really important.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great recap as well, and it sounds like we're really very much on the same page, you and me, about this. And really, I was surprised by just like how simple and seamless it was. Like I was kind of like second guessing myself, like, wait, did this really create for me a wallet? So in general, it was a fun experience. I will say that in general, the overall gaming experience, it was a tinge bit more laggy than what I experienced on the Epic Games Launchpad, which is what I would expect. Was I able to access some of these apps and play them? Like, yes, I was able to get there, but there were some moments of lag that I was kind of like, is this gonna work? And it did work, but it takes like the first kind of entrance through that door to know that there may be just, you know, a slight bit of just like road bumps, not blocks, but road bumps. But as soon as you get through it and you know what to expect, then it's no problem. So I don't think that there were any inherent issues there. But also too, with a early stage product such as this, the expectation that it's only going to improve over time.
I would agree. I mean, I think I know what you mean about the lag in some respects. I think I tried to play. There were some games that I thought, oh, that looks quite fun. So I clicked into it, and there was, and that's a really good analogy. The bumps, not blocks, bumps, and that's a really good one because I found there was a few little bumps where I wasn't quite sure. So you click the game, and it's like, do you want to go to their website? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then you go to the website, I was like, hey, you need to fund your wallet. And I was like, oh, I mean, I wouldn't mind just playing for free first. No problem. If you upvote this, you get a free token. You got it. But they didn't all have that. And I thought it would be nice if there wasn't, for those steps, because for the first couple, I thought, nah, not for me. But then I thought, oh, no, wait, no. Let me just upvote it. Let's just have a go. Let's have a whirl. So I think those bumps, probably just to kind of incentivize. But again, they're small bumps. They're not blocks. And I have to say, everything, when it was all very seamless, up to the point with the bumps. Then it was just a little bumpy, but other than that, you know, the games are very, again, intuitive, very simple. So no, yeah, I think it's really cool. And what will be very interesting, and this is something which our viewers can probably do, once you've got a wallet and once you've logged in and once you're checking it, keep an eye on the active streamers, because that's going to be growing day on day, week on week, month on month. And this, again, could be a great opportunity if you are someone who likes to play games. You've always wondered, how do I make money in crypto? This isn't financial advice, by the way. But, you know, this could be a great opportunity because it's opening not just the doors, the traditional doors to, you know, to builders. This is another avenue for gamers, for creators, play to earn. Yeah. So, and build a community. So I really like that. I really, really like it. And they make it look so easy to get involved too.
Yeah. And it's like I like these new kind of terms that are coined within the Web3 space, and play to earn. It's like the most straightforward, like kind of I think positive that has come out of the space, because we all like to play. You know, I think we all have a little bit of childlike spirit inside of us, no matter how young or old we really are.
And it's sometimes not always about just making money, but sometimes it's about really fulfillment, you know, finding content, a level of content, and doing something you enjoy, really doing something you enjoy. And there's plenty more and that, there's plenty more different things. I mean, it doesn't just have to be gaming, it doesn't just have to be economics, it doesn't have to just be streaming or content. It could be anything, and it's finding the bridge. That's the key. And there's so many of these cool projects that are helping people find the bridge within themselves, so that they can then ultimately find further contentness within themselves. Didn't say that last bit correctly, but hey, that's what happens when you live, baby.
Yeah, I think that making up words is great, and I think that if anyone has taken charge of that, it's been kind of Web3, with all these new words.
Very true.
But man, I mean, that was a great piece there. I know you were piggybacking off of what I said, but I think that that is what has made this episode so much fun, is just you and me have a shared perspective on what Web3 is, where it's kind of come from, but really what the opportunity here is. So in a wrap-up segment here, we already kind of wrapped up, I would say, the Forgotten Playland. Do we just want to kind of you and me share a score out of 5, or do we want to do a scale out of 10? Just a quick summary. How would we rate these two products?
That's good. So okay. So we could give them on each front. Would you want to do each front or just general?
Let's just do general. Keep it simple.
General. Okay, keep it simple. I like that. That's a good idea. Keep it simple. So maybe out of 10, what would you give the first project, Forgotten Playland, out of 10? Where would you go?
All right, I'll do this. I will give it a number and then a quick overall kind of quick impression. What gave me that impression?
Perfect.
So I'm feeling a 7.3 on Forgotten Playland, which, who's to say, is that high? Is it low? Is it kind of a growth curve? But the main reason I give it a 7.3 was the barrier to entry, super low. The immediate feedback of this like light narrative of these kind of cute little toys in this Toy Story like atmosphere just gave me good vibes, pushed me to kind of explore. So the one thing that I would kind of say would have helped to push it higher would definitely be a little bit more of a push to earn, rather than just like putting things out there for me to kind of like play some games, earn some points, and kind of upgrade my skin and so forth. Like maybe making a little bit more intuitive, and maybe a little bit of that is on the user, being myself, kind of making sure that I devote more time to understanding it. But overall, like maybe 7.2. I don't know if it sounds low. Don't take it low, because it was a great experience, and I love what they're doing. And when it comes to the abstract wallet, geez, I mean, I would probably give it an 8.2. We'll give it an 8.2. I guess I'm sticking with the 0.2s here. And quickly just summarizing that, yeah, I mean, as we saw on screen, the onboarding process was extremely seamless. Entering my email, and boom, all of a sudden I'm there with a platform that connects me to live streamers, to different games, to sending, receiving, to swapping, all that good stuff, without getting me or anybody else that downloads this application lost in the weeds, getting us lost in the weeds with what is this, and I don't understand this, so I'm just going to back away because I'm scared now. I think that it was very intuitive, very straightforward, and for that reason, I'm just going to land on 8.2 for the abstract wallet.
8.2. Wow, I like it. So we've got 7.2 for Forgotten Playland, and 8.2 for abstract wallet. Well,
yeah,
I mean, they're pretty. That's quite fair, to be fair. So what would I rate Forgotten Playland? I go 7.2 as well. No, I'm kidding. I would say, do you know what? I would say it's hard because it is really, really good. It's a very tricky one. Part of me, I would like to give it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 6.9, because it's a funny number. It looks well funny. That's anyway, different podcast. 6.9. The reason being because the game. No, do you know what? I'll make it 7. Bang on 7. And the only reason why I'm a little bit lower than your score was only because I didn't actually. It was the limitations. Now,
of course,
that might be. It could be because of other things that's beyond their control. So I'm totally aware of that. But I think at the moment, just because it's only available on Windows, which is absolutely fine. Big up Windows. I mean, I'm more of a Mac guy, but big up all of them. Linux as well, pretty good. Haven't used it ever, but there we go. But yeah, I think That's the only thing. And I did find there was a few things when kind of trying to sort of log in. But other than that, the game was great. I thought it looked good. I love the premise. I love the premise. I love how friends can come together, how there's that sort of lobby. There's all these different games that people can play. Doesn't matter if you're very good in this direction or your friend's better in that direction. It's just a nice place where you can have some chaos. It's not glitchy. It's speedy. It's seamless. They tell you how to play it. So I would probably give it a bit more if there was a little more versatility on platform. But I do think that potentially could come. So that would be why I give it a 7. Otherwise, I would have given it an 8, probably. But hey, there's always room. Maybe next time, if we talk about this again, possibly, maybe you guys get an 8, you know, and there's always room to improve. But other than that, the graphics, I thought that it looked cool. It was brilliant. Really, really, really good fun. And then if I were to score abstract, the wallet, the portal, I would have to give that quite a high score. Honestly, that's a tricky one not to, only because it was just so easy to use that, as we saw, right? You know, you logged in, created a wallet live within a minute or two, instantly. And I love how simple it is. I love how it's bridging. I love how, you know, whether if you're a builder or you're a streamer or you're a gamer or a trader, like, it's an all-in-one, and it's just so easy. It's not overly, like, sometimes you'll go to some, you know, we've all got those crypto buddies where they're like, hey man, hey check this out. Actually, what voice is that? I don't even know. I'll do Scottish. That's easy. Hey pal, have a look at this. And you're like, what is it? What is it? It's this new crypto thing. It's popping off. And you're like, okay. And you look at it and you're like, whoa, I have no idea what I'm looking at. This is crazy. And I think I didn't get that with this, where as soon as I logged on the website, trusted. I thought, oh, you've got me. I trust everything. I like how they put their foot forward, if you will. And the wallet was just, again, very easy. Even moving into the games, a few little bumps, like we said before. But bar that, I really like what they're building. I really like what they're doing for, like I said, for builders, for gamers, for streamers. They're ticking a few boxes. And for that, I would have to say, you guys going to get an 8. We're changing. What did you give him? You gave him 8.2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I have to give him 8.5. I'll give him 8.2 as well. I'll give him 8.2.
Love it.
Bang on.
Perfect.
8.2 is the final.
Well, how about this? We'll overlay a detailed run of our different categories, but this was the first take here, the 8.2 from myself and Kieran, and then 6.9 for the Forgotten Playland from Kieran, and then I gave it a 7.2. But of course, there's always a lot of subjectivity that comes with these things. If you're a huge gamer, you have a different type of game that you like to play, then maybe you would go a little bit lower and have a more critical view of it. Obviously, subjectivity aside, I think that each of these platforms, in their right, deserve very high scores, and I think that really does it for these product reviews. Perhaps in the next episode, we might touch on a family wallet deep dive. Maybe we'll combine some different wallets to look at, or like we said at the beginning of this episode, maybe drop a comment and let us know, hey, this is a cool product that I discovered. Why don't you guys check it out? Would love to see you guys banter out an episode over this. So, Kieran, I'll throw it over to you for any last words, maybe shill a little bit of where people can find you on the internet, and then I will close us out.
Closing words. Well, I must say I've had such a blast. This has been a fantastic first episodes. Look at me. This has been great episodes. I sound like Dracula. Come, next time, you make sure you subscribe to video. You won't regret it. But no, it's been a blast. Where can you find me? You can find me on X. I can't even remember my own X handle. I always forget. I think it's like at K Phoenix Chantry, something along those lines. I'm sure there'll be a text on screen somewhere. But give us a follow. I make content. I make all kinds of things. But no, I think it's been good fun, and I think I actually might play around with these two a good bit longer, because they do look pretty fun. And I will also say thank you to all of our wonderful viewers who took the time out today to enjoy Two fantastic worlds, both my world and the legend that is Stephen, coming together, making this awesome, I hope you guys think it's awesome, I'm sure you do, podcast for you guys. And guess what? There could be plenty more if you guys like it. So make sure that you show us some love. Yeah, as Stephen said, comments below. We want to hear them, we want to read them, and we want to take them on board.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's been a wonderful episode. Looking forward to creating much more with you. Tag some friends, make sure that the algorithm and Kieran and I both know that, hey, you want to see us get together some more. Let us know, because we don't have to just keep this to reviewing some of these games and Web3 wallets and stuff like that. If there's anything under the sun that looks interesting to you, I think it's fair game for us to bring it on the episode. But without extrapolating too much on the potential of the future, thank you again, Kieran, for your time. Thank you for all your different characters with your different voices. It's always great fun, and I know that our audience loves it as well. But that will wrap us up for this episode. As always, drop a like, subscribe, follow Kieran on Twitter. The links will be in the description, as always, of course. This has been ACC Podcast, our first product review, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys in the next one. Peace and love.